Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
My name is Josh Chomik.
And I'm Jimmy Parks.
Wow.
We're back in the studio together.
It's been a long time.
I miss this so much, guys. I hated doing a remote, straight up. Like, this is so much better. I could touch Josh right now. Jimmy, you're across from me.
I missed the last 2 episodes, I think.
3 episodes.
Yeah, it's been rough.
Oh my
It's been
gosh.
so rough.
This is like a family reunion.
It's great to be here with you guys.
Honestly, I couldn't be happier right now.
We took last week off.
Weird.
Yeah. We only took one other week off ever.
You know, Josh Chomik leaves and the podcast just crumbles to the ground. But guess what, guys? Daddy's home. I'm here to take care of you boys, and we're getting back on the road. So let's go.
Thank you. Yeah, I did not want to record last week. We've just had so many technical difficulties making it work. So to those that DM'd me and asked, where's the podcast? We took a week off. We're allowed to do that every now and again, I think.
That was like our third time taking off, maybe.
But we're back with a lot of interesting news, and it's good to be back together, guys. It just feels better, all of us being together. And Josh, how was tour?
I hated being in a hotel room talking to you remotely. Like, we always had tech issues, and it's just like something about being in the same room as the other person.
Yeah.
Helps with the chemistry.
Well, it's there's a delay, and I'm sure the listeners could kind of pick up on it, but there's a slight delay in your speech. So
it was just a mess.
It just felt like we talk over each other a lot, but it's good to be back. It's good to have normalcy back on the podcast. And I asked you, I wanted to hear what you were going to say. How was your tour? Because you were out for quite a bit.
Yeah, I was gone for 6 weeks on the road with the band Arizona doing all their content, and it was an absolute blast. Like, we went around the whole entire country, not one issue with the bus, not one issue with the show. It was actually like a perfect tour. Just being able to shoot content every single day, doing the same show over and over again. It was an awesome experience. And I do it again in the fall. So
Fun.
Most recently, I visited you in Denver.
Yeah,
Red Rocks.
You came to Red Rocks. Yeah, did we not talk about this?
We didn't really talk about it.
I talked about Red Rocks with Sobo, but yes, Jimmy came out to Red Rocks, shot that. Well, did you like that, Jimmy?
That was awesome. That venue is just insane. It's like everything I enjoy doing put into one. I love live music. I love the outdoors, and
it's just a legendary venue.
A legendary venue.
If you're listening to this right now and you don't know what Red Rocks is, just Google Red Rocks Denver and just look how epic this venue is.
Yeah.
And it's really cool backstage at it. They have a whole wall of over the years what shows were played there and what artists were there, and it was just it's just so legendary.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe
so
I was
many
standing
iconic
there.
shows.
So, but yeah, there's so many venues like that on the tour, so many cool spots, and it was an experience.
Like you were saying, you guys just announced another tour in October. You made the video for that. It looks awesome.
Thank you. Yep, Arizona's going on a month-long headline tour around the country, October and November. So if you're an Arizona fan and you live in anywhere in the country, you can come see a show. Check them out on This Is Arizona Music Instagram for all the details.
Great.
That's my Arizona plug right there.
Sounds good. Glad you got home safe.
Did you miss me?
No, I don't miss anyone anymore. I miss my daughter. That's about it.
Yeah.
I have no emotions for you.
When can I come over and see your daughter?
Never. I'm kidding you. You can come whenever you want, man. She misses you. She told me.
She did.
Uncle Josh.
Uncle Josh.
Yeah, she said she misses you. She's been good. I did miss you. Yeah, it was hard doing the podcast remote. It was really infuriating.
Be honest, it kind of sucked with just you and Jimmy, right?
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
You are
I'm the
kind
glue.
of
I'm the glue that keeps the Garden State together, huh?
You really are.
No.
Guys,
It was
seriously,
fun.
I don't like that. I want to be able to run away and you guys just,
I
keep
think
on
we got to
going.
give Chomik some extra credit here that we normally don't give. Chomik also is the one who edits everything for us. So just uploading these massive files was kind of difficult. There was a few times where my upload failed halfway through. And when you're uploading an 80 gig file.
Yeah, having to download over 100 gigs of video files on the road was the worst. And I don't wish it upon anyone. And because you never know when you're going to have good Wi-Fi. Some hotels have terrible Wi-Fi. Some venues have terrible Wi-Fi. And it's just it's a hit or miss. So it was a struggle. And I'm just so happy to be home. It's been a crazy 6 weeks, but we did it. We got through the 6 weeks, boys. And now we're back for episode 71 of the Garden State podcast. And with that, we actually are just coming back from our time at News 12 New Jersey, actually.
Mm-hmm.
which is crazy.
Yeah, today we stopped by to see our friend Lauren do at News 12 NJ. Is it News 12 NJ? Is that
News
correct?
12 New Jersey, yeah.
And I don't know why I asked that. I knew that was correct. But yeah, so we stopped by and we had an interview. Live. And you can actually check that out. What are they going to Google if they want to see it?
Type in the Garden State podcast, News 12, maybe. See if
News 12, the Garden State. Let's see if that comes up.
Yeah, there it is. First article. We are the news. The news is the news. That's crazy.
The news is the news. That's right.
You could see our full video interview. We went live for 3 minutes on air. So, everyone around New Jersey got to see us.
Yeah,
which is kind of crazy.
It was great. It was like, it's cool to be in a real news studio where actual news stuff happens.
Yeah.
As opposed to your living room.
And it's cool because News 12, they're like fans of the podcast.
Well, they were very friendly. A lot of them had listened to us, and it was really a nice time with them. Everybody there was very friendly. And, it's rare you meet it's like a perfect intersection for us because all we do is talk about New Jersey news. And you meet a bunch of people where that's like their job all day, where they just talk about New Jersey news. So they were at one point we were watching from the side of the stage. They were reporting some stories, and I was like, guys, write that down. That's a good story. We should just steal everything they're talking about. But no, they're good. There's a reason we credit our friends at New Jersey 12.
There's people out there who do not like us using their news articles, but News 12 loves us.
They embraced us.
Shout out to News 12 New Jersey. You guys are awesome. You guys are the OGs.
My brain isn't working. I said New Jersey 12 News. I meant to say News 12 New Jersey. Sorry.
Well, I think it's funny, and I think we realized today we're doing this all wrong. Here we're talking about all this news for free, but they're getting paid for it.
That's true. How they get money, dude?
That's why I am starting a Patreon this week. I'm not joking. I am starting a Patreon for our listeners that want to come in, join the Mug Club, and get a
yes.
The Mug Club.
Yeah, the Mug Club. We're going to call it something like that.
The Mug Club.
Diner
where
Mug
you get
Club.
mugged.
Yeah, you get mugged. Your dollars are stolen, and you get nothing in return.
Sounds about right. Sounds about Jersey to me.
But News 12 was a great time, great experience.
I was a little nervous on air. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, were you?
The fact that it was live TV, I'm like, oh my gosh. Because with this podcast, I can edit whatever I want.
Yeah.
If I stutter, cut it out, fix my voice. This is live news, guys. If I say something on TV, I can't go back.
Yeah, she did ask. She's like, is your podcast totally live or do you guys make edits? And she's like, I look for the edits. And I think that's pretty funny because...
And she's like, I can't really find them. I was like, thank you so much.
Yeah,
you should see my timeline, guys. cut. And shout out to Jimmy. He always keeps notes whenever we do mess up and I have to fix a cut. So, we're learning here on the Garden State. Maybe one day, we do want to do a live episode one day.
Yeah.
With the audience and all that.
Episode 100 will be live.
Yeah. So be looking out for that.
I also thought it was so crazy how all the cameras were able to move by themselves. There isn't somebody behind the camera actually moving it. It's all robots.
Dude, it's 2023, bro.
They're taking our jobs, the AI.
Also, our cameras look hilarious compared to theirs.
Those are broadcast cameras.
No, but still.
This does the job. It looks great.
What's wrong with this? It's literally a Canon T2i, Jimmy.
Pitman 98 custom, dude. Come on.
Nikon D3000.
Bro, busted out the Pitman 98 custom.
Yeah, dude. Let's
Wow.
go.
Well, thank you to News 12 for having us. That was a great experience. And eventually we're going to invite Lauren on
to the podcast,
and see if she would like to co-host. She mentioned it, and then she was like, no, I'm joking. Go to bed way too early. And I'm like, well, you said it.
Yeah,
so now.
She would crush it. Having an actual news anchor on this show, dude, that would be hilarious.
I would love to have her read some of our headlines, although it might be a conflict of interest because News 12 would be like, shoot.
We should have done that one.
Yeah, she could be reading it on our podcast.
Yeah.
And of course, it's going to get 10 million views because it'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And then News 12 they're going to be like, we should just get a table and a cheap camera and we can literally crush these guys.
This is 2023. We don't need all this broadcast equipment. Let's just do it like the kids are.
In an apartment, in a living room.
Yeah. Hopefully not that much longer.
All right. Well, it was good to go on the news for our first time ever. We do have a lineup next week with a national news station, the BBC.
You wish.
Imagine.
Don't lead them on.
No, it's not happening. But
if the BBC is interested and wants to have us on,
the British Broadcasting Company, what would they care about? There's a New Jersey.
There's an old Jersey.
Yeah.
That's why we're New Jersey. Also, what I said to the boys today when we were walking in News 12, I think the next thing we need to do is like Jimmy Fallon. I'd love to do late night show.
You should just set that up for us.
Yeah, why don't you just
Why didn't I think
Email
of that?
them.
Let's just literally ask.
Let's just start sending emails to every
Yeah.
single late night show being like, look at the success of this podcast. And
they'll
you
be
know,
like,
we'll get on late night. They're going to be like, yeah, no shot. These guys are trash.
All right. Well, guys, it's good to be back. We have a loaded mailbag. It's like the image of an old bag of mail with the letters are just overflowing, falling out.
It actually is, yeah.
And do you want to hear some of these phone calls that we've been getting while you were out, Josh?
Yeah, we have to catch up on the mailbag. I say we jump into that.
All right. You want to give them the number if they want to call in?
Yeah, if you want to call into the mailbag, this is the number you can call.
908 67 99 99 3.
Hey guys, Colin here from Jersey City, New Jersey. This is Chuck. I just caught up with some episodes, and I know one of you was talking about going on tour, just being in a bunch of different states, how it all becomes a blur. I'm in a band called Brewster that just went on tour in April, and I'm wondering, what is the weirdest state that you've been in? More specifically, like the strangest hotel or the worst hotel or state. Call them out, let me know. For me, it was, I believe it was Toledo, Ohio. We stayed at a Motel 6 there that looked safe, it was right next to the highway, not really deep into town. And we could not sleep because throughout the entire night, people kept knocking on our door. We weren't answering the door, of course, because, stranger danger. People kept calling the phone in our room while we were trying to sleep, like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, we kept getting a phone call. And at one point, our drummer picked up the phone to see what the hell they wanted. And it was somebody in another room asking for a lighter, seeing if we had a lighter. And then at like 7 in the morning, there was like what must have been like a 12 to 15 person brawl in the hallway, like fully grown adults just fighting, like slamming on the floors and screaming at the top of their lungs, like the most ferocious screaming you've ever heard. So it's safe to say we set our bar a little higher on hotels to stay in from there. But yeah, Toledo, Ohio, strangest state and hotel I've ever been in. Let me know, for you. And, love the pod. Keep it going. Thank you.
The message said Colin here from Jersey City. This is Chuck.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Is
the
that
transcript.
Chuck?
Let's hear it again.
Hey guys, Colin here from Jersey.
Colin here.
The transcript says
I was
Colin
like,
here.
Colin. I was like, that's really funny.
Jimmy, don't you know this band?
I love Brewster. They're one of my favorite bands, actually. I've seen
wild.
them at the Crossroads of Garwood. They played with Charlie Stick.
That's crazy.
Brewster and Charlie Stick actually have like a project that they're working on
Is this
together
the
right
same
now.
band? Are you sure this is the same
100%
band?
the same, yeah.
That's wild.
They came out with a new album this year. It's really, really good.
Shout
Everyone
out to
should listen
Brewster,
them.
dude.
Yeah. Brewster Tunes on Instagram.
What's your worst motel experience? Since usually when we sleep in a motel, it's not New Jersey. Where would you say, Josh?
Well, I've had a fair share of Motel 6 experiences, and I've learned after doing it like for 10 years, don't go to Motel 6s on the road. It's just not good. Like there's always something they say, like this guy said there was like a brawl of 12 to 15 people. I remember I was at a Motel 6 in Seattle at some really sketchy one. And all throughout the day, there was just like people standing, like just super sketchy people just like on the balconies, just like doing drug deals all throughout the day. It was just like very, very weird. And we went to bed at night. We bolted our doors shut. There was like fights and just yelling all throughout the night.
Yeah.
Just like not fun. And like now that I'm older, I'm just like, I'll spend the extra $50, get a little nicer hotel. It's not worth it.
Yeah, motels can get really weird. They attract a weird breed of person. I remember a few motels we've stayed at. One was in Oregon where it was just like, I remember we went in and you were really excited to stay there, but we went in the room and it was like straight out of the 80s and the pillowcase didn't match the blanket and the curtains. Everything was like different fabrics and it just felt disgusting.
That was a night. We didn't have one issue there though.
Then there was a hotel in Amarillo, Texas where there were cockroaches running around the floor. That was pretty gross. I don't stay in motels anymore either. I would just, if I want to travel, I'll just get the actual hotel,
Spend the extra 50, right? See, we did that when we were 21 years old. When you're just like, you're trying to save every single penny. You think it's fun. It's adventurous. Now that we're older, we're just like, yeah, it's not that fun anymore.
Airbnbs, they stay in these mansions.
Dude, I think we were in freaking, where were we? We were in random middle of nowhere, Arizona back in December with the band. And we stayed at this roadside, what is the one with the sun? That motel? Days Inn?
Days Inn, yeah.
Yeah, it was like a random Days Inn, but it was just like super sketch. Half the building was like under construction. Everything was dirty. The toilet came clogged. I had to walk all the way to the lobby to grab a plunger.
You had to plunge it yourself?
I was like, can you guys like fix the toilet? They're like, here's the plunger. And it was wrapped in a plastic bag. It was just like, dude, like, I don't know. There's so many hotels like that just stay in business because they know people need to stay somewhere.
Yeah.
And
if they're the only game in town, like...
I always wonder why, who stays at motels in New Jersey? Like if you go up that like Route 1 and 9 near Woodbridge, there's tons of motels.
We know why people stay at those motels.
Is there a reason?
There's a lot of sketchy things going down at these hotels.
Okay. Well, and then there's also, you get closer to Elizabeth, there's like the Ritz and stuff. So I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about, but
I have a funny story that happened recently with when we were at Chelsea's wedding. In Pennsylvania, we got there a little late. We missed the bus to the wedding, and we were trying to get an Uber. And then this voice comes from like the corner of the motel lobby, and he's like, "Ubers are banned in this town." And we were like, "Okay." And he's like, "You have to call the taxi. There's only one taxi in town. Hey, I'm the taxi driver."
Yeah, I was like, all right, can you give us the number? He's like, I'm the driver. These old school towns, bro. That was a lifesaver. We would have been late to my cousin's wedding.
Yeah.
Because we thought there would be Ubers everywhere, but apparently there wasn't in this town. But really cool old motel.
well,
And we survived.
thank you to that caller. There's one other call I wanted to play for us really quick. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yo, guys. So I'm actually the guy that did the jingle for this phone number. And I just wanted to shoot you guys a voicemail and let you guys know I actually do release music under the name Iltronics. And I have a song coming out called Sonar this Friday, the 16th. So the same day that this next episode comes out, that song will be out. So, I mean, hey, give it a shout, give it a listen, and I'll leave you off with this. 908 67 99 99 3. Thanks, guys.
It's the guy.
Wow, it's the guy. He called us.
It's the Garden State voice jingle guy.
So check out Sonar from Iltronics. And I gave it a listen earlier. So
Iltronics is his band.
Iltronics.
Oink, oink.
I'm going to give him that, yeah.
Oh, you're right.
What was that noise?
Oink, oink. I sounded like a seal.
He's like a seal. Wait, what if we made him a jingle? Because he made us one.
Ooh.
Iltronic. Dun, dun, dun.
He's like this. Imagine like he releases that.
This is Sonic by Iltronic.
No, we should give him a soundbite. That like every DJ is like DJ Bonix.
Yeah,
like
the Garden Stage.
We could
jingle.
give him like a little voice sample. I don't know. All right, well, thank you for the jingle, man. We've been using that thing obviously for a while now, but I have to say he did not write the jingle. It was you and I right here.
That's true. He produced it.
Wait, did he add the jingle part?
908. I think we were doing our own jingle, but like he kind of put his own twist.
No, we
to
did.
it.
We would go 908.
67 99 99 3. Ding.
And he added the key, and he gave it a little bit
The
of
fact
flair.
that he added the key like made my whole life.
But
I was like, thank you, man.
I want writing credits on that. And this album released, I want to promo it because technically, I guess I'm one of the creative directors behind it because I wrote that jingle and we've collabed before.
You should hit him up. You should talk details about that, bro.
Royalties.
Look into that.
We'll look into it. All right. Well, thank you for that phone call. Yeah, I love checking the mailbag. It's a shame we haven't been in it in 2 weeks, but we always get the most interesting phone calls.
All the time. Yeah.
I feel like I was mean before about the band stuff.
Well, yeah, you came across a little harsh, but you know what? You said it. It's like live TV, right? You say something that you can't go back.
Well, I think the trick here is to get me to go see your band because then I'll talk about them anyway.
Honestly, yeah, Jimmy goes to so many live shows. So, bro, Iltronics, if you guys have a show coming up, let us know. Jimmy Douglas will for sure be there.
Should we just move on to the news from Iltronics?
Yeah.
Iltronics.
Oh, you're right.
All right, let's get into actual news. Thank you to the mailbag callers.
Let's talk about what's going on this weekend, Josh.
Yeah, before we get into the news, we have 4, not 1,
not 2,
not 3,
but
4 new shirts being released on thegardenstate.com. 2 of them are 4th of July themed. So if you want a sick shirt for the 4th of July weekend, we have limited stock. There's not many, like 50 of each of them, I think.
Yeah,
so
once they sell out, they're done.
If you got you got to order them quick so we can get them to you before 4th of July weekend. So
I think like the cutoff is like next Friday if you want to get it by 4th of July.
I think so.
Depending on where you live. Like if you're ordering from Iceland, actually no, we don't ship to Iceland. If you're ordering from like Alaska, it might take a few more days. But if you're ordering like from like Jersey, you should get it within a day or two. But we have a red 4th of July shirt and the classic white. Or is it white, Josh, or is it like a cream?
it's an off-white, we'll say.
You can go to our website, thegardenstate.com, check out all the new merch. The other two shirts are pretty cool too. We have like a diner shirt.
Yes.
And tell us about the bear hunt shirt.
Yeah, it came out of the so the bear hunt shirt is a black bear, and he's hunting for a wave on the back of the shirt, and it just kind of grew out of everybody's talking about the bear hunt. So let's like do a little summer spin.
Little play on words right there.
Hunting for the big one.
Hunting for the big one. It says black bear hunt, the little Jersey style.
It's a cute little bear running, looking for a wave. It's hilarious.
The diner shirt is if we owned a diner, a little train car diner, what would it look like? This is what it would be.
Yeah.
The Garden State Diner. So you can check all those out at thegardenstate.com. We're pretty proud of them, and it's always cool to release some new merch, especially right before this major holiday we have coming up.
And remember, it's very limited with the 4th of July shirts, so get them now before they're gone.
Yeah.
Like last year we released these and they were really awesome, really good turnout. So this year we want to release a little bit more and also throw a red one in there because why not? Red is awesome.
I think the red looks really, really good.
I love the red. I'm wearing it right now, actually. Yeah. I wore this on News 12 today. So hopefully the world saw it. All in New Jersey.
Excellent. All right, let's move into the news. This first story was really, really hot last week.
I even touched up on it this week on the TikTok and Instagram, but we have some more updates.
We have an update. I-95 in Philly is set to open this weekend.
That's so quick.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be like 2 weeks or something, but now they're saying this weekend. Dude, they're working quick. If you've been watching the live stream, that thing is almost done.
If anything, this proves that road work can be done very quickly if it needs to be.
100%.
And there's some stretches of highway that it feels like since I was a boy, since I was a young lad, have been under construction. And you never know, like things can kind of move slow when they need to move slow, and when they need to move fast, hey, we'll pick it up, get the overtime.
Shout out to all the union workers in our comments.
There's so much union pride. They were like
so much pride.
They're like lots of overtime here, union pride. I don't know what locals taking care of this, but yeah, the boys are getting it done. Shout out to the Philly unions.
They're getting that money.
And this is important because a lot of New Jersey residents commute into Philly.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of comments like, I don't care about Philly news. I live in Jersey. It's like, how do you not realize the importance of I-95 to New Jersey?
According to like a poll back in 2018, an article that came out, they said like over 85,000 people from South Jersey commute to Pennsylvania every single day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So there's a lot of people using these roads. So we're here. We care about South Jersey. That's why we're talking about it.
And this work's going to be ongoing too.
Well, that's the thing.
This is just temporary.
This is the temporary roadway while they start building the overpass again.
Yep.
So yeah, that's not going to be done for a while.
Yeah.
We'll see how long that actually takes.
So the article says commuters from New Jersey and Bucks County whose drive has been interrupted by the collapse of the northbound Interstate 95 overpass at Cotman Ave will be able to resume that drive this weekend. Governor Josh Shapiro gave the optimistic update Tuesday at the job site after the completion of the dumping of backfill into the area where the I-95 overpass once stood. So basically what's happening is they're filling in the gap where the overpass was with, what is the material? It's like some sort of glass?
Yeah, it's like some recycled glass thing.
But what I want to know
2,000
is,
tons of it.
what I don't understand is what happens to the road underneath the overpass.
I think that's part of this whole thing. They said they're going to build something new.
Well, you know what? No, because now, while this temporary roadway is there, they're going to rebuild the overpass for those lanes on the outside. Once that's finished, that opens up. They get rid of all this glass fill, and then they build the center part.
Yeah, but imagine if you commuted on that underpass road.
Oh yeah,
every day.
that road's non-existent anymore.
Non-existent.
I think that's just like an off ramp, though.
Yeah, it might just be that. So
I think it's just an off-ramp.
I think they just lost an exit or something.
Yep.
I don't know the area too well, but yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they're saying this weekend, and so Governor Shapiro said we're going to have 3 north lanes, 3 south lanes. Traffic's going to be flowing. While that's happening, we'll be rebuilding the bridge from the outside in, which is kind of an interesting thing to think about. So Shapiro is less confident about the reopening of Cotman Ave and the Bridge Street exits. So, see, Cotman Ave would be the street underneath, I believe.
Well, he was less confident about it because obviously you're blocking the entire road now. So I wonder if he's talking about like a different exit.
Yeah, but he's optimistic nonetheless. So that's the fastest. I think this is record-breaking time for a bridge repair in the tri-state area.
Think about how many cars travel over that. 110,000 cars a day or something like that was the number.
I don't know. It's a lot.
40,000 trucks, something ridiculous like that. Like that, they have to get. Because I can't imagine right now the detours, what that looks like.
Yeah, I actually was in Philly this weekend, and I took the Betsy Ross Bridge home, and that's right where they cut it off.
Did you see
You can't go any further.
Did you see? Oh, so you can go further.
Yeah.
It's kind of a miracle nobody died in this whole situation.
We have one death.
Yeah.
They found a person crushed under it. Don't look at me like that. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they found a car crushed.
What?
Yeah, it's terrible.
Why wasn't that in the original postings?
Because originally they didn't see anything, but like after cleaning up everything, they found like,
Oh my
I think,
gosh.
Jimmy, it was one person, correct?
I thought it was 2, but
Might have been 2. I think it was a vehicle.
Oh my
Someone-
gosh.
so yeah, that's very unfortunate, but like
I thought you
it
were
could have been way worse.
I thought you were, the way you looked at me, I thought you were messing
Sometimes like I'll say something really serious and look at Josh in the eyes, and then like he looks at me. I know that look. You're just like, what's the punchline?
There's no punchline. It's just, I literally,
Jimmy's getting us.
I thought you were
confirmation right
messing
now.
with me. Let's get confirmation on that before we move on.
yeah, woman killed.
That's sad. That is sad because you're just driving.
Yeah, a body has been recovered among the wreckage of
Terrible.
Sunday's Interstate 95 collapse.
What were you doing driving under if there was a truck on fire? That's the question.
Well, if you're taking that exit, maybe you didn't realize until you came around, and
That's horrible.
Did they close the bridge before it collapsed?
yeah, like just before it collapsed, like minutes before.
Gotcha. Yeah, so I guess they saw the beams melting.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Isn't that crazy? It was so hot that it legit melted the beams.
I don't know, man. I've heard some conspiracies about this one.
Oh yeah.
I've heard truck fuel doesn't melt steel beams.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
We're not going there. We're not going there.
Just kidding.
You're terrible.
Just a joke. All right, let's move on to this next story because we're getting into really heavy duty news right now, and I just want to tell everybody, if you're driving, make sure you're buckled in right now for this one. If you're riding a bike, put a helmet on because it's about to get crazy. We have breaking news out of Six Flags in Jackson, New Jersey. Kingda KA is closed, and El Toro has finally reopened.
We get El Toro back, but then we lose Kingda KA.
This is gonna break some hearts. This one, I just want to say it. It's
Might
gonna
break some backs too.
Yeah, I mean,
Cable snapped.
Not good.
the cable that launches you on Kingda KA snapped. Like that's the launch
Yeah,
system.
apparently it launched people and it snapped in the launch, so the people went up, didn't go over the apex, and came all the way back down. But luckily, like that's normal. Like,
Yeah.
that happens sometimes, so everyone was okay. But now we don't have a launch cable, so Kingda KA, who knows when that's going to reopen?
I didn't even think that this thing was launched using a cable.
Jimmy,
That goes so fast.
it's called physics, brother.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it says in Jackson, New Jersey, it's one step forward, one step back for roller coaster enthusiasts. Which are any of you guys roller coaster enthusiasts? Would you say?
I would say Chomik is.
What are we talking about?
Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I love Roller Coaster Tycoon, but like that's a video game.
But still, it's roller coaster.
I do like roller coasters, yeah, but like I haven't been to Six Flags in like 2 years, so please.
As Six Flags Great Adventure announced the long-awaited reopening of one of its signature attractions while dealing with the state-mandated shutdown of another one due to a mechanical failure, which they're referring to El Toro there. If you guys remember,
It was closed for a while.
El Toro was closed for a while because there were some mechanical problems. And it got pretty dangerous. So dangerous, in fact, that the state stepped in and said, you got to shut this thing down.
People were like breaking their backs and stuff on that thing, apparently.
someone bit their tongue.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, so Kingda KA, billed as the world's tallest roller coaster, was closed on June 5th after operators reported a mechanical failure of a component of the launch system. The train did not accelerate to the adequate speed to transition over the apex and return back through the launch track into the load/unload station for evacuation. In short, a roller coaster car didn't make it over the hill and rolled back to its starting point. So no injuries were reported, thank goodness, but Kingda KA is shut down. It's probably going to close for the summer. What do you think?
No, it's just like a launch cable. Doesn't that take like I wouldn't be surprised if this thing opens like in a week.
I don't know.
Go to your Home Depot and get a launch cable.
I was going to say, the way you said that was like, we're like,
It's just a cable,
oh,
boys.
you know what, dude?
No one died.
Let's get it on Amazon right now. The article goes on to say, while the state and park have declined to officially determine what caused the rollback, online roller coaster groups and social media users reported that the ride's launch cable snapped. So I think it's pretty amazing. Though there's an Instagram account, Coaster Hub.
Oh yeah, they showed the
Wow.
cable dangling. Like people are on these
Wait.
roller coaster heads were like on the scene.
Are there roller coaster junkies online?
100%.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Oh,
No,
that's awesome.
bro, like no, seriously, there's like blogs and stuff like highlighting the coolest roller coasters in the world and stuff. And these people are like obsessed with roller coasters, bro.
Well, I think it's a cool hobby. It's harmless. We can't make fun of the coaster heads.
I think it's a really cool hobby. Like I always wanted to be the type of dude to build a roller coaster. I used to draw roller coasters in my spare time when I was a young kid.
Me too.
But yeah, you got to go to engineering school and stuff for that. Like, there's a lot of physics involved, and it's not easy.
That's one of those careers where I wonder if like you can stumble into it. Like, do people go their whole life, my dream is I want to build a roller coaster? Or is it like you get offered a job for some engineering firm and you're like, I never saw myself building a roller coaster.
Yeah, like where do you start? Do you think you start as the roller coaster guy, or like you have to start like a basic engineering firm?
I would love to be in the meeting where they think of like the themes for roller coasters. 'Cause
Right?
It's always weird. It's always like nitrous oxide.
Yeah,
or it's like I don't know, like oil fire. Like it's like dangerous
Oil
like
fire. That would be a sick roller coaster.
They should do like an I-95 coaster.
Yeah.
Oh, a New Jersey themed theme park.
I love that.
I-95. The Garden State Parkway. what would be like the smooth roller coaster, like the baby roller
The
coaster?
smooth
called?
one would be like what is it, Ocean Avenue that goes along the beach?
Yeah.
Ocean Avenue.
I don't know. I think Josh, I think you should write that down.
Honestly, like I want to be the guy, like you said, to design the roller coaster and then hand it off to engineers to figure out all the physics and all the stuff that goes into it. Because that's the hard work.
All right, let's think of some good roller coaster names to replace Kingda KA right now. Because like, what is
Kingda KA is the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster. So like that's what you got to think about when you think about this.
What is a Kingda KA?
Isn't
It just
that
sounds good.
King Kong?
Kingda KA.
Is there a meaning behind the word Kingda KA, Jimmy?
Let's get to the bottom of this right now.
Kingda
El
KA.
Toro. Like they definitely just sit
El
around
Toro's
the table.
the bowl.
Yeah, but like, and I get that, which is great. It's a great name, but it's so random. It's so random. It makes sense because you ride a bowl. It's crazy, but I want to think of roller coaster names. Like, let's think of some names right now.
Rocky
Road.
No, see, it's
All right,
hard.
I got that. I got it. It has to be something that sounds like evacuation something.
Evacuation Oxide 3000.
Yeah, that's good.
Mix those words.
Mom, I want to ride evacuation oxide. That sounds like a real. It does 3 loops.
The oil spill.
Jimmy, what do you got?
Kingda KA is named for a 500-pound mythical tiger.
Oh, that's cool. A mythical tiger.
500 pounds. It's
500
small. A regular tiger's bigger than that. How
Average
much
size of a
does
regular
a
tiger.
tiger weigh? Definitely 780 pounds. Oh, no. 200 to 680. So,
Dude, it's like a large cat.
so a regular one can be 680 pounds, so it's bigger. Okay. We're spending a lot of time on this. El
Kingda
Toro.
KA.
But if you're planning on going to Six Flags, you got a season pass, I would go argue with the booth and see if you get a little bit of a refund for the KA.
I came just for Kingda KA.
You sounded kind of like...
New Jersey Transit is the absolute worst!
All right. Moving on to our next story. The body of a missing 18-year-old Pitman High School student was recovered from Alcyon Lake this past week. We had a lot of messages from our viewers asking us to talk about this story, and we had the week off, so we didn't get to touch on it. But yeah, this is super tragic from Pitman, New Jersey. Absolutely horrendous situation all around. Did you guys read into this at all?
I didn't read too much about it, but I heard and it just made me really sad. Like, horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty horrific. So it says the body of a teen who went missing while swimming in the Gloucester County, New Jersey lake was recovered on Monday afternoon. A Camden County dive unit at Deptford Marine units responded to the scene around 9 p.m. Sunday to search Alcyon Lake on Cedar and West Holly Avenues. So officials say an 18-year-old student from Pitman High School and a friend tried to swim across the lake. However, the teen went under the water and did not reappear. On Monday afternoon, school officials released a statement identifying the teen as Victor Rodriguez. It is with deep regret that we inform you about a recent loss to our school community. Earlier today, we learned that Victor Rodriguez, a senior at Pitman High School, passed away after a recent drowning incident. On behalf of the Board of Education, administration, and staff, we offer our sincerest condolences to Victor's family and friends. So officials said the other male swimming with the teen made an effort to rescue his friend but was not able to. And that's just absolutely horrific.
Was this at nighttime, guys?
Yes. From what I understand, this was at night. I had heard a rumor that, and I don't want to speak out of terms, but I heard a rumor that this is part of like a high school kind of, someone in a DM they sent to me, like there's like a scavenger hunt kind of challenge.
Sounds about right. Like, why else are you swimming across a lake at night?
Yeah. So the issue, part of the issue is, and this is a statement from the police, said that navigating the lake is challenging because it's more than 10 feet deep in certain parts and it has very high vegetation.
So you get caught.
Yeah, swimming isn't even allowed in the lake itself, which is terrifying. So he probably got stuck and couldn't get out.
Well, you said the other kid tried saving him as well. So I wonder what actually happened there. Like, was he not able to pull his friend out of the water or like hold him up in time? That's weird.
I don't know.
He could have gotten a cramp or something. I mean, also, if you're not like
Think about 10 feet. Yeah.
trained in life saving too, you just might not know how to properly get someone out of the water.
I mean, who knows what happened? I just think it's got to be so traumatizing for that friend that tried to save him.
Oh, that kid's going to live with this for the rest of his life now.
It's horrible. So horrible. So I don't know what the takeaway is from this outside. You got to be careful. I mean,
Don't be swimming in rivers in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
You know?
Swim
In the
somewhere there's a
dark.
lifeguard.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the thing. There's a reason for lifeguards. Even if you think you're a pretty talented swimmer, you could still totally run into, I feel like issues when swimming. Who knows? You have a moment where you feel fatigue and something like this happens. I mean, vegetation's kind of weird because I guess it wraps around your legs and makes it harder to swim faster. But I don't know. Like,
Especially in the dark, you might just get like, I don't know. You might start panicking.
Yeah, you got a
quicker.
panic attack.
it's so horrible to be a senior in high school right before summer vacation. It's just really horrendous.
Well, like you said, John, like this might have been like a senior tradition or something, or like you said a scavenger hunt.
It sounded like a senior tradition sort of thing, but I don't want to speak.
Some of those things are so dumb though, because like they include dangerous activities like this that could just take someone's life. And who knows? People might have been doing this for years and they were fine. They made it across the lake, and now it just took one person to really like highlight this event, and you could really see how dangerous it is.
Yeah, they honored him at the graduation of his class. He was a wrestler. I'm reading another article right now. So investigators say Rodriguez and his best friend were trying to swim to the other side of the lake for a senior scavenger hunt, but never made it. So
I wonder if there was other people doing it too, and then they were the ones that just got caught.
You know what I think about with situations like this is like, and this is really dark, but for a second, there's like probably a lot of chaos. You're trying to save the person's life. And then a few minutes later, you just got to become hopeless. Like 10 minutes later, you're like, what do we do now? They're just gone. Like there's a brief period of time. It's kind of like this submarine thing we got going on where you're like there's a window where you could probably save his life and you're probably chaotically and frantically trying to save him. But then it's like, he's gone.
Yeah.
And that's just got to be the most horrible, horrible thing for this guy to live.
Yeah, that kid just had to continue swimming to the other side in order to save himself. And at that point, knowing his friend isn't coming back.
What do you do? You just call the police, I guess?
I would probably have a panic attack, yeah. Just get on the other side, call the police, and just freak out and be like, hey, we're doing this for a senior scavenger hunt, and we lost him. I can't imagine. I don't wish that upon anybody. I can't imagine being in that situation. Because now, like we said, that kid's going to live with this for the rest of his life. He's missing his friend.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful, dude.
It's not good. So prayers to that family. And
For sure.
The reality is you got to be so careful. It's just, when you start reading the news, you realize how many unfortunate ways people die. And it's like, what a stupid way to die. A senior scavenger hunt? Like we all had senior scavenger hunts that are like silly and fun. And
Don't swim in a river at night.
It was a lake.
A lake, sorry. I keep saying river. Don't swim in a lake overnight.
All right, let's move on to this next story from our friends over at News 12. Got to give them the shout out. News 12 is reporting Belmar, New Jersey residents are pushing back against Verizon's plan to build 35-foot cell phone towers along the boardwalk.
I think that would be really beautiful, actually. Just kidding.
It's kind of interesting because it's like, I mean, okay, I guess I get the intention is people on the beach will have better service. That's probably the thought.
I've had some pretty bad service in Belmar before.
But like on the boardwalk, this is like straight out of a movie.
Also, they were talking about doing 20 of those. So it's not just one. They want to put 20, 35, 32-foot towers, bro, along the boardwalk.
Yeah, I mean, let's read this article and we'll get the gist, and then we can discuss it. So it says, Verizon's proposed boardwalk cell towers in Belmar continue to see mounting opposition from local residents. Signs are on full display in yards all over Belmar as residents are expressing their disapproval of the 5G towers that are planned for the entire length of the boardwalk. Last month, News 12 New Jersey reported some temporary action by Verizon could be expected by the start of the summer. There are no signs of any new activity yet, and it's unlikely Belmar will see the Verizon cell phone towers on the boardwalk this summer. So Belmar Administrator Kevin Kane says since the poles would be installed on Ocean Avenue, this is a road controlled by Monmouth County, not Belmar. So it's an issue of, I guess, local politics there where the county gets to make the call.
Yeah.
It's a county road. The plans include putting up 20 of the 35-foot tall towers along the beachfront that were approved by the last administration. So what I want to know is, what do these actually look like? You know, like, does it look like just a massive pole?
Well, you know what a cell phone tower looks like.
Yeah, but like, is that what it is?
Type in, like, see if there's actually any renderings of it online.
I mean, if it's just a regular cell phone tower, that's pretty bad.
I would hope that it wouldn't be.
I mean, like, do these people not want good cell phone service? I guess not.
Oh, okay, so here's what we're looking at. I mean, it looks like
a light pole, you know?
Yeah, it doesn't look as bad as I thought, and I'm usually pretty critical
It
of
is
stuff.
tall and kind of just like, what the heck is that, you know? When the lights by themselves right now look really pretty.
It could look so much worse, but
Yeah,
but
it
I
doesn't
mean,
look awful.
I don't know. I thought it was gonna be way worse than that, and I was looking to get mad about this. It's not really that obstructive.
Listen, Josh, but it is.
How?
Because
How's that-
you already have these lights, right? Going
Yeah.
along. So you're thinking about this times 35 along the whole boardwalk.
But that's miles.
Yeah.
But still, Jimmy,
Well,
okay, you know how they have the Christmas tree looking ones on, like, or the pine
Yeah,
tree ones?
I
on
love that one.
Okay, Belmar should put these cell phone towers up, but make them
Pine
look.
trees?
No, not pine trees. Make it look like
Palm
a
trees?
palm tree.
Oh,
like that.
that's so
Imagine
corny.
35
That's so corny.
20 palm trees going down. People are going to like, oh, we got palm trees when they're really cell phone towers. This is what Belmar should be doing, and everyone can
Sounds
get
like
along.
something that Seaside Heights would do.
Yeah, not Belmar.
Well, you got to respect the residents of Belmar. If this is your town, and you should have a say in this type of stuff happening.
Well, that's the thing. Their change.org petition worked because it's pushing this thing off.
Didn't the same thing happen in Cranford years back? They didn't with the cell phone tower?
They were trying to build a tower at UCC, Union County College. I don't know whatever happened with that. to be
I
honest.
voted for it. I was like, my cell phone service sucks. Why can't we have one tower in the woods? Come on.
Yeah, so
I don't
a
know.
change.org petition has doubled since last month and now has over 2,700 signatures. This is equal to nearly half the town's
Wow.
population.
You gonna join that right now?
So Jimmy's about to go sign it. During a May 23rd council meeting, the borough introduced an ordinance amending the current wireless cell regulations. Director Tom Ornone says the county is doing whatever it can to support Belmar in the process of keeping the towers off this area. He says in 2016, Verizon had approved to install cell nodes on existing poles. This application involves installing new poles, and it will be challenged. So I guess the idea they're saying is, could we possibly just use the current, telephone poles that are up instead of adding more poles to the boardwalk view? So, hey, we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
it's better than the polls.
If you guys want to sign the petition, you want to support it. Right now, it's up to 2,777
Yeah,
signatures.
sign it, make it official.
All right, I'll sign it right now.
Yes. Give them your email.
You're just skewing the results.
No, yeah, I got to back them
Hey,
up.
we go to Belmar. We're allowed to sign this.
It's true.
Even though if I'm at Belmar, I kind of want better cell phone service. But
Wait a second. So
Want that burrito?
people are making donations, but where's that money going?
wait, read it. Josh, you could, getting support in a timely manner is critical to a petition success.
No, I'll share instead.
Oh, so you donate or share. I get it. Interesting.
Oh, well, we just did share.
Wait.
We just shared with our whole audience. Moving on to our next story. New Jersey legislators are pushing to make school lunch free for all students.
Dude, I remember trying to like buy all the snacks in the lunchroom, and like I only had like $5 on me, and I could only get the sandwich and the milk. I was like, dang, I wish
feel-
everything here was free.
I feel like in high school lunch was like $2.50. Is that right?
Dude, I don't remember the price of school lunch, to be
I
honest
could
with you.
have sworn lunch was $2.50.
I feel like a
when was in high school.
thing of fries was $2 itself.
Yeah, I spent $5 a day at least.
I don't remember what I was getting, but this is an interesting piece of legislation to make all lunch free. Isn't there an old saying that there's no free lunch?
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
an old saying.
And
No
guess
such
what?
thing as a free lunch.
I guess there could be free lunch in New Jersey for kids. So this is saying all students in New Jersey would get free lunches under new legislation and assembly panel unanimously advanced Thursday, giving all students free lunches instead of only those from low-income households, as schools do now, would remove the stigma that keeps some hungry students from participating in the federally funded free and reduced price lunch program, supporters said. I want to pause there for a second. I'm not being critical of the idea of giving out free lunches, but there has to be, like, if that's the reason we're giving everybody free lunches because there's kids that need free lunches and they're embarrassed to get them, why don't we just make a better process for the kids that need free lunches?
Like maybe just
find a way where it's more obscure, where people don't see.
Well, that's what doesn't make sense to me, right? Because I know at least when I was in high school, you had like a PIN number you typed in. You didn't even use like cash anymore.
I forgot about the PIN.
Yeah. So
so you wouldn't know anyway.
Yeah, no one would know. You just put in your PIN number, and if you get a free lunch, you don't get charged, and if you don't, you get charged.
Yeah,
that should be the process everywhere.
Yeah.
It says, the article says 1 in 12 households struggle with food insecurity in New Jersey, according to a 2022 report. I don't know. I think it just seems like a weird solution to a problem. Like we have kids that are in low income families that are candidates for free lunch, but they're not taking the food because they're embarrassed. Why don't we find a more discreet way to get them their food rather than saying, hey, all the other people that can afford to provide lunch, we're going to move that to the taxpayers. To me, that doesn't make a lot of sense because there's people that are perfectly fine sending their kid to school with a couple bucks to get their lunch or like I packed a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, Well,
I think like Jimmy's PIN method's the best way to do that.
Yeah.
Because everyone has to enter a PIN, so you don't know who's is free and who's not.
Yeah.
Easy. Done.
Yeah, they said children cannot learn on empty stomachs, Pitts said. School meals are just as important to academic success as textbooks and transportation. I would agree with that. I think food is important. I couldn't focus when I was hungry in
We
school.
had to eat a pizza before we did this podcast.
Yeah. Which is why I feel so sluggish right now. School meals for all is the most effective, efficient, and equitable way to ensure that all children have the nutrition they need to grow and thrive. That I disagree there because there ain't no nutrition in a school lunch. Let's be honest. I used to get the chicken sandwich and then the chocolate milk, and then I'd get an Otis Spunkemeyer sugar cookie after.
Otis Spunkemeyer cookies were so good.
Dude, I ate junk for lunch in school. But it says this school's debt can be a teacher's salary. It can cut an after-school program. It can impact sports, Bowman said. Somehow the debt has to be accounted for. So there are people pushing back on this saying it's going to cost more money. And obviously teachers are saying they would like to be paid more, obviously. There's all these issues with funding in the state. I'm critical because I think this is one of those situations where if you make a critique, it sounds like you're critical of giving hungry kids food, which I'm not. That's not what I'm being critical of. I just think it's not a serious solution.
How many kids are doing this right now?
So about half of New Jersey's 1.4 million students now participate in the National School Lunch Program. And the need is rising with about 73,000 more students now getting free lunches than they did in 2018. So here's the other question is, what is going on in our state where half of our families cannot provide school lunch for their kids? Like, is that not a fair question? I don't know what the broader question is. This is like a Band-Aid on a cut, getting school lunches to kids. The broader question is, what is going on economically that this state is so unaffordable for so many regular people? And we talk about this all the time here on the podcast. It's the middle class, like regular people, are being kind of pushed into a corner in this state, and I think you can judge the success of a lot of. The hunger of students in school, like that'd be kind of like I think a pretty clever marker to go, how are we doing, as a state? So I guess their solution is, hey, let's just provide the food for them. But I think in a way that'll make certain other costs more expensive, because the taxpayers will still have to pay for that. So it's not like providing a solution to the issue. I don't know.
And like we said earlier, there's no such thing as a free lunch.
Exactly. There's no such thing as free lunch. So it's coming from somewhere. So. But with that, if there's hungry kids, we gotta get them food. I just think that we could find clever solutions to make this.
Jimmy's PIN solution. Done.
Yeah.
It worked for us.
Put your PIN number in. No one knows if you're paying or you're not paying.
Easy.
Good point.
When is this supposed to be passed? Or when are they trying to pass this thing? Does it say?
I would imagine it might be in this budget cycle right now. So the New Jersey state budget is due on July 1st. And if not, we go into a government shutdown.
Whoa.
So the legislators are trying to get all kinds of their things in there right now. So
got it.
So the article says advocates applauded the bill, but urged legislators to drop a provision requiring a 5-year phase-in and provide free meals to all right away, should the bill become law. But Pitts warned that expanding free meals incrementally until 2028-2029 school year would confuse families about who was eligible. It would also be burdensome administratively, which I guess that makes sense. I mean,
So they're saying like slowly start rolling it out?
so some people are saying, yeah, we could do it, but let's do it slowly so we can. And other people are going, well, that's confusing because then how do we figure out who is slowly going to be added to the program versus who is not? It's either you got to do it or not. But
yeah, it's fishy.
it just seems.
It'd be interesting to know what percentage of kids eat school lunch. Did that article say that? Did we talk about this?
Well, they say that 50% are in the program receiving free lunches. So I'd imagine there's large percentage.
I feel like I
can say
brought
that.
lunch most days.
Yeah, I did pack a lot of lunch. I think the reason
My
I thought
mom
about,
would just make me a sandwich and I'd go with that.
I think my mom would make me PB&J and then give me like $2. That's what I was thinking about.
I would cut like an extra like lawn that week just so I could have like extra money for French fries or something like that. Because the fries were always good.
I always wondered why I'd have a serious crash around like 2:00 in school. And now just thinking back, I'd eat a peanut butter and jelly on like, not potato bread, but just not good bread.
Yeah.
Like honey wheat. And then I'd have cookies, chocolate milk, and like basically a chicken sandwich on potato bread. And then I'd feel like garbage afterwards.
I'd always have like those chocolate yodels
Ooh,
at
those
the
are
end,
good.
and that would just knock me out, bro.
best.
Or oatmeal cream pie. So fire, dude.
All right, you ready to move on to this next story?
Yep.
Excellent. All right. A 13-year-old in Homdel, New Jersey has been accused of crashing a stolen car with other teens inside.
13-year-old stealing cars.
Dude.
Love to see it.
This is a short story, but I got to read one part of this. You're going to die laughing.
I haven't read this one yet.
So in Homdel, New Jersey, the search is on in New Jersey for a 13-year-old accused of crashing a stolen car with other teens inside. Police tried to pull a young driver over on Laurel Avenue, but the teen then sped off. According to police, the car crashed a short time later. Two 13-year-olds were arrested at the scene of the crash. The third occupant ran away and is still on the run.
Is the third occupant a 13-year-old too?
I think so.
Oh, so it's three 13-year-olds in a stolen car.
3 minors.
And one of them got away.
Bro, 13-year-olds are like babies.
So you're telling me at 13 years old, none of your friends are ratting on you? The one that's on the run?
I guess it
Come
depends
on.
on who you. It depends on who your crew is.
I guess. That's a pretty strong crew.
Like, are these like gang members already? Because you know how they get like kids young in gangs? Like,
I
they're like
don't know.
stealing cars and like committing crimes already?
Well, the
'Cause
question
that's
is,
the age now.
whose car were they stealing?
Some random car on the street.
Yeah.
They were like, let's go on a ride. Yeah, as a 13-year-old, if you can get behind the wheel of a car, you're
It's
stoked.
pretty cool, yeah.
Bro, I got excited when I was 17, I got behind the wheel of a car legally. Like 13-year-old, bro.
Yeah.
The adrenaline rush.
There's, I feel like I read every now and again in the news about these stories where kids steal cars. And it's like, 13, what were you guys doing when you were 13?
Riding my bike.
I was building popsicle stick houses.
Were you really?
Oh, I gotta show you pics, bro.
We used to build popsicle stick houses?
I spent days
Really?
building popsicle
That's cool.
stick mansions, and I had
Do
a
you
little
have any
cyber
still?
shot. My mom's cyber shot, like digital camera. I would take photos of all the progress and do like a time lapse as I continued building. It would be like my favorite summer projects to do.
That's like a fun hobby. I feel
Like
like
you go
I
to
would like to do that
Michael's,
now.
you go to Michael's, you get like the box of like 1,000 like sticks, get the wood glue, and I would just sit there. My parents probably loved me. They're like, Josh is so quiet. He's like over there. I'm not on my phone. I never watched TV. I was building a popsicle stick house because I wanted to be an engineer
Wow.
down the road. Turns out I just learned how to make videos, but
I love that. I just think that's a really cool hobby to have. I would, at this age, 29, I would probably get into that right now.
dude, it's sick.
It's cool.
Legos too.
Legos are
I know
always
people
fun.
my age who still play with Legos.
Yeah, I'd get into that. They're just expensive.
That's
It's like
why
plastic gold.
At least you have a kid now, so you can buy Legos for your kids and then use it for yourself. It's a perfect excuse.
True. Good point. Speaking of building things and things falling apart, this next article is another fun one. Tesla is issuing a recall on some of their cars after a New Jersey man's steering wheel fell off while driving.
Dude, that's terrifying. and
How
Hilarious.
does this happen?
The steering wheel came off of a New Jersey man's new Tesla SUV while driving with his family 5 days after he purchased it.
Oh, that's so funny.
Does the autopilot feature kick in like when your steering wheel falls off? Like,
If you don't have the autopilot function package in your car, no shot. You're screwed.
So the New Jersey man who reported the fault to the NHTSB, Patel was on the highway with his family January 29th when it happened. The steering wheel came off of the Tesla Model Y SUV he had gotten 4 days ago when they were in the left lane driving in Woodbridge.
Oh my God. They were on the highway. Imagine not being able to like pull over.
They were on, it sounds like 1 and 9.
This is terrifying.
And it's a brand new car too. Imagine that you're driving your brand new car, you're excited, and then the steering wheel falls out.
I have so many questions. Like, how do you even pull off to the side of the road? You just got to wait till there's like a curve in the road and slow down there.
You just stomp on those brakes, brother. Just wait.
Yeah, the article says there were no cars behind him.
Oh, thank God.
So it's still pretty crazy though. You figure, can he like, because it's a Tesla, you'd think they'd have like a controller option where you could like plug in not to be insensitive right now because of the news, but like a Logitech PlayStation controller, like that submarine.
That'd be so cool. Be able to control your car with that.
Jimmy's face.
It's something like Elon would do though. Elon Musk would totally make a feature like that.
Yeah, I know. That's why I say it. I wasn't trying to be funny, but it's surprising. But also, I don't know what I would do if my steering wheel, the photos in the article are just like pretty amazing.
Does it look like you can like just like put the steering wheel back on and then drive with it, or?
No, it like just popped down. I'm trying to find the article. I have so many tabs open right now because the picture was pretty interesting. So you could see Josh. It just is like it literally just broke off and is hanging on by wires.
Do you think he was like putting pressure? Everyone listening has to look up this article because the wheel looks hilarious, just hanging off right there.
The most
it looks like he just like he brought it down himself. It's like a perfect cut.
Yeah, maybe he just snapped it off to catch a bag.
He's yelling at the kids. Sick of you guys.
Or he's just drumming on the steering wheel. Did that happen to your steering wheel? That's like
my steering wheel didn't fall off.
Well, it did fall off, but like a big chunk of it like came out.
Of the padding came off. I didn't break my steering wheel though, Jimmy. Get your information right.
If I was on 1 and 9 and my steering wheel fall off, I think I would just like say my prayers.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Yeah, literally carry Underwood.
I thought I read somewhere that they issued a recall on some like Tesla Model Ys after that.
Well, yeah, so that's what the article's saying. They're going to be recalling certain Model Ys as a result of the steering wheel falling off.
So if you have a Tesla Model Y, you better tape that steering wheel. I don't know. You better watch out.
Stop by the service center and make sure it's good. But thank goodness he's okay. He's totally fine.
Yeah, he has a great story now. Like he's the guy whose steering wheel fell off on Route 19. Like that's amazing.
Crazy.
Sign me up.
I have another story out of Woodbridge to close us out for the day.
Woodbridge getting all the love.
Yeah, Woodbridge is getting a lot of news. A Woodbridge, New Jersey police officer saved a man's life this week after he was struck by lightning.
And it was caught on camera. Sort of.
Run the clip.
Dude.
Crazy.
Like from far, like I think it's someone's like Ring doorbell has a view of this soccer field that the guy was working on, painting lines. And it's a crazy, crazy lightning bolt striking down and it hit the dude. Nearly killed him.
Yeah, it says a New Jersey police officer has been hailed as a hero after helping save the life of a father who was struck by lightning. Woodbridge Township employee Eric Baumgartner, 39, was painting lines on a middle school practice field Wednesday afternoon, hoping to wrap up before the rain started, according to CNN affiliate WCBS. Baumgartner didn't finish in time. Dramatic video showed the moment a bolt of lightning struck him while in the field. Baumgartner's co-workers called 911 to report what had happened, according to CNN. Woodbridge police officer Robert R.J. McPartland, a certified emergency medical technician and former firefighter, was ending his shift at a nearby high school at the time of the strike and said he was able to respond quickly and as he was trained to do. So he shows up and it says we were able to see burn marks appeared on his hands. So that was how we were able to determine what happened, and we knew we needed to start compressions to get his heart started again. So obviously they do CPR. When they pulled up, he had no pulse. And it says we were trying to talk to him the whole time. Once we were in the ambulance and he did get a pulse back, he did slowly begin to regain consciousness. Baumgartner is a U.S. Coast Guard veteran and a dad of 2 young sons. He was taken to the hospital, but it seems like he's recovering after this incident.
Amazing recovery story.
Wow.
And how he has burn marks on his hand.
Yeah.
Imagine saying you got struck by lightning, you survived that,
Insane.
and there's video.
Yeah.
That video is terrifying. That's big bolt of lightning.
I can't even.
Like I was hiking last week in the middle of a thunderstorm in the woods. Loud thunder.
Where were you?
Oh, dude, I was in Colorado actually.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, like I could get struck by lightning any moment
Yeah.
now. Hopefully it strikes like a taller tree or something, not me, but still, it's kind of scary. Like I still think about getting struck by lightning whenever I'm outside. It could happen to anyone.
How many people do you guys think die on average from lightning strikes a year?
In the country or Jersey?
In the country.
Die? Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm going to be way off. I don't know. 250.
Two.
All right, somewhere in the middle between two.
Oh, okay. So we're not that far off. Like 110, 115.
What do you think?
25.
somewhere in the middle.
28 people.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think it's that many.
So a typical flash of lightning contains 300 million volts and 30,000 amps, according to the National Weather Service. So,
Like when you're on a soccer field, I feel like, why are you the thing that is attracting the lightning?
Because it's an open field.
Aren't there like poles for like light poles? Wouldn't the lightning strike those things first? Like, why is it you?
I was always told never go on an open field during a thunderstorm. Were you guys told that?
Yeah.
And never go under trees as well.
Yeah.
So just basically don't go anywhere.
So go inside.
Yeah, stay inside.
But I think it's probably because of the I'm going to make something up right now. But you know what's it called when you're like you rub on a blanket and then the static, like this static, it's a static whatever of you moving around in the middle of the field as opposed to everything around you. It probably attracts it's like a grounding pad for that. Zap.
Yo, lightning's so
That's
weird, bro.
my dumb science for the week. I think that's how it would work. Though. What do you think?
Electricity is crazy.
Yeah, they say being in a car is like a pretty safe place because you're grounded by the tires.
Yeah, if your car gets hit, you're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, the wire.
The wire. The wire.
I don't know. Well, that was our last story of the night. That's a happy one to end on for once. I guess it was
Yeah,
sad.
the guy got burned. Had no pulse. Almost died.
Well,
but yeah.
have you
He
guys
survived though.
Have
He's
you ever
alive.
seen pictures of people who get struck by lightning? They have like almost like it makes a little tattoo looking thing on them. Look
yeah.
this up.
It's a burn.
Yeah,
I'm looking right now.
It's really cool. I wouldn't want to go through it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude, it's straight up like it looks like a tree.
Yeah.
It looks like a lightning bolt pretty much because it just goes through them, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That is so
Wow.
crazy.
Honestly, that's like one of the sickest scars to have. Saying you
Yeah.
survived that, but in the moment, it must suck.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh, crazy.
Yo, everyone Google lightning strike victims right now just to see what we're looking at. Just be advised, it's not pretty. That's nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. But thank goodness he's alive, man. I mean, I guess I try to look at the bright side. There's a happy ending here where
100%.
this kid has rock and roll signs up, super metal with the shock.
He's like, I'm about to get this tattooed on me.
So, well, that's good news to end on. And I don't know. I think it could have ended worse, obviously. So we have to celebrate the wins there.
100%, yeah.
But with that, that's the end of the Garden State podcast. Before we close out, we want to remind you we have new merch available now, thegardenstate.com. Go get yours today. And
It dropped today. So
Dropped
like all that
today.
exclusive merch, there's still time to get it.
Yep.
But like if you're listening to this, you should go grab it right now at thegardenstate.com because it's going to sell out. 4th of July is coming up. Get it sooner rather than later. It's a great shirt to wear with your friends at the fireworks. What are you guys doing for 4th of July, by the way?
I have no idea.
I don't really do anything for 4th of July ever.
Probably go and see the fireworks with the Sobo family, honestly.
Let's do it.
Is June still too young for fireworks?
I think
or can
so.
you do have earphone things on her?
It'll just be after her bedtime. She goes to sleep so early.
Oh, true. Yeah.
So I don't know if we're going to get to catch him this year, but we will see. We shall see.
I'll still be there with your dad.
Jimmy's going to go with my dad. To the
Yeah.
fireworks.
Honestly,
I love it.
I don't really care to hang with Josh. Like, let's go hang with his dad. He's the man. Shout out to Soba Booey.
Love it. All right. And with that, that's the end of the podcast for this week. Make sure to tell your friends, and we will see you next Friday. Bye.
No more breaks. See you
Later.
guys. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.